Hola! Do you know what etymology is? No? Well, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Now, we already know that embarazada and embarrassed don't mean the same. But what if I told you they do? Welcome to Spanish con Miguel. Here you will find short and fun Spanish lessons. Like and subscribe for new videos every week. As I mentioned in a previous video, embarazada means pregnant, while embarrassed in Spanish is avergonzado or avergonzada. But how come that two words that look so similar do not carry the same meaning and are not actually related? Well, they do. They actually do, and here is where etymology steps in. Etymology is a science that studies the origin of the words, and that's what we are going to do today. Go and explore where these two words, embarazada and embarrassed, come from, because this is a very interesting story. There are two possible origins for this word, kind of. The first one is that it came from a Celtic language directly into either Portuguese or Leonese, and this is debated, and then from Leonese or Portuguese it came into Spanish. The other hypothesis is that it came from a Celtic language into Latin, and then from Latin it came to either Portuguese or Leonese, probably Portuguese actually, and then it came into Spanish. Taking the longest path, we can say that this word came from a Celtic language into Latin. In Latin, it adopted the form brachia. Brachia meant arm or leash. Now, from Latin, it came into either Portuguese or Leonese. This is also debated, although most of linguists think it was Portuguese, but the Royal Spanish Academy lists also Leonese as one of the possible origins, and it entered as the word baraza. Baraza meant leash, but also arm, which is related to the word brazo in Spanish, which is also the word for arm in other Iberian Romance languages. The word baraza, meaning leash, then evolved into an action, into the verb embarazar, that meant to hamper, to hinder, to impede, even to restrain. And this is how it evolved into get pregnant, the verb get pregnant, because someone that was pregnant was impeded or restrained to do their usual activities. So it turned into an adjective now, embarazada. This is now the verb, both embarazar, which evolved into the Spanish version embarazar with Z, and embarazado as an adjective came to be the words that we know already. Embarazar, get pregnant, embarazada, pregnant. We already know about the meaning in Spanish, but what about the English one? Where does it come from? Well, here is where things get interesting. From Spanish, it jumped into French as the word embarazar. That meant to hamper, to hinder, to impede, and it got a new meaning, to embarrass, which is the English word, the one that English took and started using. So this is the path that it followed. Celtic into Latin, Latin into either Leonese or Portuguese, from Leonese or Portuguese into Spanish, from Spanish into French, and then finally from French into English. And I mentioned a lot, to hinder, to hamper, to impede. And this is important because if you look up in the dictionary of the word to embarrass, it actually means these things. These are archaic meanings. They're not in use anymore or are not common usages for this word, like to hinder, to hamper, or to impede, but they do exist. So these words are not only connected, embarazada and embarrassed, but they kind of carry the same meanings, just not the meaning you were thinking of. And you know what other word is related to these two? Races. But that's stuff for another video. Did you know these words were connected? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Nos vemos en el próximo video.